Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. B1. Marcus Aurelius. If you wonder why respect seems distant, if you crave to be seen, heard, and honored, you must first look inward. The world does not grant respect to those who merely wish for it. It bestows it upon those who are disciplined enough to deserve it. Respect is not given freely or earned overnight. It is a long, consistent process rooted in the choices we make every single day. Watch carefully as we uncover 6 silent destroyers of respect. These habits, if allowed to persist, will erode your character from within and leave you with little more than a shadow of your potential. Remove them, and not only will you command the respect of others, you will earn the deeper, rarer prize of self-respect. Take your time with this lesson. Reflect deeply. And when you are finished, choose action, for the quality of your life is determined by the strength of your actions. 1. Making excuses. Every excuse is a betrayal of your own power. In Stoicism, we understand that there are only 2 kinds of things in the world. Those we can control, and those we cannot. The former belongs entirely to us, and the latter is beyond our reach. Yet, so many of us squander the immense power we have by focusing on the things that lie outside of our control. Each time you make an excuse, you are telling yourself that the external world has dominion over your life. You are relinquishing your responsibility, and with it, your autonomy. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, repeatedly reminds us to focus only on what we can influence, for this is where our true strength lies. When you blame your circumstances or other people for your failures, you allow them to shape your destiny. But by doing so, you forfeit any chance of self-improvement. You lock yourself in a cage, where the key to freedom is right in your own hand. Making excuses is the subtle art of shrinking yourself. It might feel like temporary relief, a way to justify your failures or avoid confronting uncomfortable truths. But in reality, every excuse is an opportunity lost. Each one is a small defeat that, over time, builds a fortress around your potential. The more excuses you make, the more the respect of others slips away, for they know that respect cannot be earned by those who refuse to face themselves. Respect belongs to those who take ownership, even when the path is harsh. The Stoic knows that power begins with responsibility. Own your life, your choices, and your future. Only then will you begin to command the respect you deserve. 2. Laziness. Laziness is the enemy of greatness, and in a world where every moment is precious, its grip on us is the most dangerous of all. We often deceive ourselves into thinking that comfort is a deserved reward, when in fact, it is a temporary illusion. Life does not wait for you to gather the courage to act. It moves forward regardless of your hesitation. Each day lost to laziness is a day you will never recover, and every hour you waste is an hour that slips out of your hands like water through a sieve. Seneca, in his Letters from a Stoic, reminds us of the preciousness of time. He argues that while the rich may squander their wealth, the truly wealthy are those who use their time wisely. Yet, laziness turns every moment into a thief, stealing the potential of the future and locking us in a cycle of procrastination. Laziness feeds on procrastination, which, in turn, feeds on fear, fear of failure, fear of judgment, and even fear of success. But the Stoic knows that fear is not to be avoided, it is to be faced. Every task you delay, every goal you put off, serves only to reinforce your lack of discipline. And with this, your ability to gain respect is steadily undermined. When you stand still, the world moves ahead of you. The diligent person, on the other hand, commands respect without needing to announce it. People admire those who work steadily, who are committed to their own growth and improvement. True respect comes not from idle praise, but from a quiet, consistent dedication to doing the work that needs to be done, even when no one is watching. Discipline is the silent architect of dignity. It is the daily practice of moving forward, step by step, no matter the challenges or setbacks. Those who conquer laziness do not only build their bodies or careers, but they build the foundation of a respected life. 3. Reacting emotionally without control. Emotions are a powerful force, but unchecked, they are a destructive one. Anger, fear, frustration, these emotions rise within us like storms, and if we do not learn to control them, they can destroy everything in their path. It is tempting to react impulsively, to give in to the flood of emotions that courses through us in moments of stress, but the Stoics warn us of the peril of this behavior. A person ruled by their emotions is no better than a ship tossed about by the waves, at the mercy of every external force. Epictetus, one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, reminds us that it is not events that disturb us, but our judgments of them. In other words, our emotional reactions are often based on our interpretations, not the actual event. Someone might insult you, and your anger might rise, but this is not the fault of the person who insulted you. It is your own reaction that causes the disturbance. To the Stoic, this is a sign of weakness. To be disturbed by something as fleeting as an insult or setback is to be at the mercy of the world. When we give in to emotional reactions, we lose control of ourselves, and with it, the respect of others. True strength lies not in responding impulsively, but in maintaining composure, no matter the storm. This does not mean suppressing emotions, but rather channeling them, acknowledging them without allowing them to dominate our behavior. A person who can remain calm and rational under pressure commands respect, not because they are unfeeling, but because they are self-masters. Self-mastery earns a respect no words can command. The Stoic cultivates the ability to respond to life with deliberation, not reaction. They know that emotional control is not about denying the truth of their feelings, but about choosing how to act on them. And this is the true test of character. 4. Gossip and speaking ill of others. Gossip is the refuge of the insecure. When we speak ill of others, we diminish ourselves. To gossip is to focus on the faults of others in order to deflect attention from our own shortcomings. It is an act of cowardice, for it requires nothing of us except to tear others down, often in an attempt to feel superior. But in the eyes of the Stoics, this is not a path to respect, it is the path of weakness. True strength lies in lifting others up, not in pulling them down. The Stoic virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, demand that we speak with honesty, integrity, and kindness. When we gossip or engage in slander, we violate these principles and reveal our own lack of character. The great minds of philosophy, such as Socrates, knew that the quality of a person's speech reflects the quality of their soul. To speak ill of others is to expose your own insecurities and deficiencies. Respect is earned through truth, not by indulging in idle gossip. Choose your words wisely, for they are a reflection of the person you aspire to become. Speak only what is true, what is necessary, and what is kind, and your words will carry weight. When you refuse to indulge in gossip, you stand apart from the crowd. You show that your integrity is more important than fitting in. And in doing so, you earn the respect of those who value honesty and virtue. 5. Seeking constant validation. The pursuit of validation is the greatest thief of your personal power. Constantly seeking approval from others is like a hunger that can never be sated. No matter how much you are praised, no matter how many accolades you receive, you will always feel empty inside unless you learn to validate yourself. The Stoic knows that true value comes not from the opinions of others but from a steadfast commitment to virtue. To seek external validation is to outsource your sense of worth. It is to allow the fleeting judgments of others to dictate the course of your life. The person who seeks validation is like a leaf caught in the wind, blown this way and that by the whims of others. But the Stoic is grounded, rooted in the knowledge that their worth is inherent in the way they live. It is not the applause of others that defines a man, but the way he conducts himself when no one is watching. The Stoic does not need validation, for their life is guided by an internal compass, not the shifting winds of public opinion. When you are content to be unknown, you become truly powerful. In relinquishing the need for validation, you reclaim your personal power and begin to live with authenticity. You will be admired not for your outward achievements, but for the quiet strength of your character. 6. Avoiding responsibility. There is no greater destroyer of respect than the avoidance of responsibility. To shirk responsibility is to tell the world that you are not capable of handling the demands of life. It is to present yourself as weak, unreliable, and untrustworthy. The Stoic, on the other hand, embraces responsibility as an opportunity for growth and a test of character. Life is full of challenges, and it is through facing them head-on that we earn respect, both from others and from ourselves. When you refuse to take responsibility, you abandon your own potential for greatness. It is through responsibility that we learn, grow, and prove our worth to the world. The Stoic understands that nothing worth having comes without effort, and nothing valuable is gained without taking on the weight of responsibility. Stand tall under the weight you are given, and others will stand in awe. A person who consistently takes responsibility earns the trust and respect of those around them. When you prove that you can be relied upon, your influence and respect grow exponentially. And in the process, you gain a deeper respect for yourself. Final reflection. The habits you tolerate today will shape the life you live tomorrow. Respect is not a trophy handed to you. It is a silent acknowledgement carved into the hearts of others by the way you move through the world. Remove these 6 habits from your life, and watch as both your outer reputation and your inner strength ascend to heights you once only glimpsed from afar. Take the first step today. Make the decision to rid yourself of these habits, one by one. The path will not always be easy, but it is the only path that leads to true respect, from others and from yourself. Your future self, and the world, are watching. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Epictetus.